3rd, 2021, celebration of Black History Month. So, it's going to get deep, y'all. So just hold on a second. I just want to just check on something, and I'll be right back with you. Peace. Just give me a second here, y'all. I'll be right back with you. Okay, my ride or die supporters, I'm back here with you. Praise God for the blessings that flow. I just wanted to just come and discuss to you about Stevie Wonder. The reason I'm bringing this topic up is because, of course, I am subscribed or I'm following Robert Sylvester Kelly fan pages. And it was a discussion about Stevie Wonder moving to Gambia to Africa. And anybody that really knows this artist, Stevie Wonder, the legendary Stevie Wonder, this great artist, Stevie Wonder, and especially if you're a fan to Robert Sylvester Kelly, there's things you should know. Whenever it comes to talking about Stevie Wonder and you putting Robert Sylvester Kelly name in it, you got to speak on nothing but respect on that name, Stevie Wonder, when it's addressed with Robert Sylvester Kelly. The reason I tell you this is because Stevie prepared the path for Robert Sylvester Kelly. Stevie is someone Robert Sylvester Kelly highly respects and looks up to. And if you know the story about Robert Sylvester Kelly and him coming into knowing himself with music and everything, his first performance, he sung a song by Stevie Wonder. That's when he had his stage fright, and he was he didn't really perform like that on stage around a lot of people, and he did his performance. His teacher instructed him to wear the glasses so he won't look at the people. So the first thing, and that's why he wear those glasses. Those glasses are a symbol to Stevie Wonder, is the man who prepared the path for Robert Sylvester Kelly. So when I read some of the comments, when I went on some of the fan pages, I said, are these people truly fans, or they just don't know any better? Okay, and that's something that Robert had to correct Trey Songz on. At the time when Robert Sylvester Kelly was still on his throne, and he's still on his throne. Ain't nobody taking that crown away from him. Not at this point. Not at this time, because there's no one greater right now than him. As far as these new young artists coming up today, they cannot challenge that man in any versus battle whatsoever, because first of all, they don't make music that is going to last forever. Their music is not going to be classic. Nothing about their music is touching in the human heart. Their music is garbage out there today. Okay, very few artists out there make really good music that I find to be classic. Not many. And they still can't touch Robert Sylvester Kelly, because until you know how to respect those who made the way for you, is the only way you're going to make it. These young artists today, for instance, I'm going to speak on some of the female artists that I want to talk on. Yesterday at work, younger lady on the job was talking about how she had, she liked Cardi B. I said, I think that woman is garbage. I think she shows no good image for young women. First of all, her mouth is disgusting, dirty, gutter mouth. She's ghetto. She shows no respect for herself. That is not a good image for young women to follow. I'm sorry. If y'all want to follow it, go ahead and follow it, because that's going to be a one-hit wonder for me. She going to be passed around, moved around, whatever, just selling you trash out there. I don't see nothing good about her work, her creativity, nothing about her. I'm sorry. Look at what happened to Little Kim, and I love me some Little Kim now. Don't get me wrong. I like Little Kim. I thought she's a great lyricist. I think she's a great rap lyricist, or whatever you want to call it. I like her voice. And I think Little Kim, she made some great music back in the times. But look at what happened to that young lady's image. There was no reason for that young lady to ever put any kind of surgery to her looks. She was beautiful already, naturally beautiful. But that's what that music industry did to these young women in the industry. So Cardi B, I don't see her being around very long. I like Beyonce because I think Beyonce shows a great image, and I think Beyonce does a great job of doing what she do. She's not, to me, Bey is not so extra, and her mouth is not so trashy. And I feel the same way about Sierra. I think she's a great image, as far as for young women, young girls out there. I like Brandy. I thought she had a great image, and so and the same thing with the other young lady, Monica. I like Monica. I think she shows a great image for young women, and there's so many other young women out there. But Cardi B, they ain't gonna be around too long, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Not too long, okay? But back to what I was talking about as far as with Stevie Wonder and with Robert Sylvester Kelly's, there is such a disrespect for anybody to ever even try to put Stevie Wonder's name with Robert Sylvester Kelly, wanting him to, have a versus battle. Now, making a song together will be a great idea, but never a versus battle between Stevie Wonder and Robert Sylvester Kelly. They both come from totally two different generations. And then on top of that, Robert Sylvester Kelly will decline it due to the fact that he has that type of respect for Stevie. And when he want to do a battle with somebody, he want to give his best, but he ain't going to do that for Stevie. He ain't going to do that to Stevie. Okay? That's one thing he's not going to do. And another thing I wanted to talk about, if you are a real fan of Robert Sylvester Kelly, you should know better not to disrespect Stevie Wonder or make any derogatory statement about Stevie Wonder. Okay? It's a disrespect to Robert Kelly to ever suggest that he do a versus battle. And I'm just going to put it out there. Stevie Wonder has and always be Robert's admired artist, most admired artist. And that's the same thing goes for Ron Isley and anybody else. I mean, that know that these are the people he studied during his time of coming up in his music career or whatever. I don't think Robert Sylvester Kelly has no type of disrespect for these men whatsoever. Even if they're not defending him right now in his crisis or what he's going through in his trial in his life, he truly understands because they had their own battles too. And the reason Stevie did state that he was wanted to leave America and go live in Africa because he feel more respected over there than he do here in America. So that speaks volumes because he sees the injustice, the disrespect to Black American music and to Black American artists and things like that. And he's probably speaking in subliminals about what's going on right now with Robert Sylvester Kelly. Even he can see the injustice, even though physically he cannot see, but he feels it in his heart. Just like he does with his music, the way he plays his instruments and everything else. Stevie made great contributions to Black American history and music. And he's one of our greatest legends that are alive today, that came up, joined the civil rights movement, and joined segregation and a lot of other things. He has a lot of history. He felt a lot of things that had happened to African American or black people in America in his heart. And he has made contributions to a lot of, things that went on out there that's kept quiet. And people really don't say much about what Stevie does, but Stevie makes great contributions from his heart. So I really don't appreciate it myself for, these young people out here, these young artists out here, anybody to put artist Sylvester Kelly in the category with Stevie Wonder, to want him to challenge Stevie Wonder with his music. I think that's a disrespect to Robert Sylvester Kelly, and it's a disrespect in music, in black culture and music, period. And to Stevie Wonder. Okay, and another thing I wanted to also state here before I get off this live, I'm just celebrating African American History Month, Black American history, and that's part of our history there. With Robert Sylvester Kelly had the schools Trey songs on when he stepped out of boundaries, said some things. That's what Robert said, elephants don't swat flies. You do not. And if you go back and you could go and you could do research and find that video when Robert Sylvester Kelly said to Trey songs, there's some things you just don't do. And he had to school him about his disrespect in this music industry. That's why you see with Trey Songz is where he's at. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's making music out there or whatever, but it ain't blowing off the charts. You know what I'm saying? It's some things you have to learn how to respect your elders and those who paved the way for you. And Robert Sylvester Kelly said that himself. And I wish I was able to do all of this stuff with my video right now so I can show you that video. Hopefully I will be able to research it and attach it here to this live that I'm doing, or this video that I'm uploading here. I wish I would be able to do that so people can see what I'm talking about here. Robert Sylvester Kelly came himself and said he had to put Trey Songz in his place. Some people came back with some negative comments and said some derogatory statements there, but they don't know any better because nobody taught them any better. They were dragged up from the streets. They didn't know nothing but the streets and know nothing about how to humble themselves. Okay, they wasn't taught any better. And a lost generation. Because we have a lot of respect for the people that paved the way in the music world for our people. They don't know nothing. They just talk whatever come out of their mouth or whatever programmed in their minds from what they get on social media or whatever they get on television or anything out there. No respect. I just wanted to just put that out there. Don't ever put Stevie Wonder in the category saying him and Robert Sylvester Kelly should have a versus battle or anything like that, because it's totally disrespect to Robert Sylvester Kelly and it's a disrespect to Stevie Wonder. If anybody he's going to challenge is to teach those who don't know the way. Okay, but anyway, your girl Casey McDaniel, I'm out of here. I gotta get myself together, get ready for work. You all have a blessed and wonderful Tuesday. I hope I was able to educate some people on some things and teach some people some things along the way. If you're going to be in this fight for Robert Sylvester Kelly, study his craft, study his work, study those he admires, study everything, and be quick to listen, but slow to answer. Do not always, when something is said out there, run with it. Study it before you speak. And the word of God says, study thyself for it to be approved. So anyway, I gotta go. Love you. You all have a blessed and wonderful Tuesday. And if God's willing, I'll be back with you soon. Be safe. Peace.